Welcome to The Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. If you don't do your research, how are you going to know what is necessary to be able to run a business effectively? Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. People, thank you so much. We are at 35,000 spins on this podcast. And it's baffling to me. I thought that I was supposed to be celebrating every 10,000 spins because I think I said that when I hit 20,000, and I missed the 30,000 mark. And we're almost at 36 right now. It's about to click over to 36,000 spins. So thank you so much. If you understood how much this small business owner appreciates this, the pandemic hit businesses, especially small business owners, very hard. And it was a time trying to make ends meet for a minute. It really was. I'm not even gonna front. It was tough. A lot of clients dropped off. There were clients that even got sick. I even had one client that literally had to put a pause on his entire business because he had fallen sick with COVID. You know, it was just a rough time. We're just now starting to come out of this almost 2 years later. Like, I can't even believe we've been in this pandemic this long. So thank you so much, because I have been able to take this podcast and get it well on its way to being a stream of income, which I think is just amazing. I would love to get it to a place where it just rolls, you know? So thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. I don't take any of my listeners lightly at all. There are a million different podcasts out there that people could be listening to, and you're right here allowing me to play in your car, play in your iPads, your earphones, your laptops, computers, whatever. Thank you so much. I truly do not take that lightly. I really don't. So thank you so much. Hopefully, I will remember when we reach 40,000 so we can celebrate that. But again, thank you so much. All right. So this week's topic is very simple, and I'm probably not going to spend that much time on it, but do your research. Okay. People, you got to do your research. If I tell you, and you guys are going to hear my email going off, it's Sunday, but there's so much things going on this week. I can't even tell you how many people don't do their research, and it is literally shocking to me. If you are going to start a business, and this is especially speaking to up-and-coming entrepreneurs, very new business owners, and even the seasoned business owners who are trying to create other ventures. You have to do your research. This is one of the things that I was so glad to take this marketing course over, you know, our downtime during the pandemic, is because I realized just how much people don't do research, specifically marketing research. That's one of the major components to seeing if your particular thing, whatever it is that you're trying to do, is even viable. You know what I'm saying? If you watch Shark Tank, and y'all know Shark Tank is like one of my top 5 shows, what little television I watch is one of my top shows. But the one thing they always talk about is proof of concept. Proof of concept. Do you have proof that this concept that you have crack-a-lacking right here, does it actually work? Is it actually needed? Do you currently have sales? Right? You have to do your research. Please, people, Google is free. Google is free. Make it your best friend. Google where you are in relationship, I got tongue tied for a second, in relationship to where your competitors are. Okay? Because this is what every other business does. I don't care if you're McDonald's or Burger King. McDonald's knows exactly how many other McDonald's are in the area. Burger King knows exactly how many other Burger Kings are in the area, and they know where McDonald's is too. Because they want to make sure that they've done the market research. They want to make sure that they're hitting all of the points so that they can be profitable. If you don't do your research, it's going to be very hard for you to be profitable. Because another business who's doing the similar thing that you're doing can just come in and crush you. Now, I will tell you this, what you can do, if you are doing something similar to what another brand is doing, go in that brand's comments, right? If you're Pepsi, you're going to be all up in the Coca-Cola comments on social media because you want to see the pain points of people. If you can find out the weak spots of your competitors, that is like liquid gold, okay? That is the star of your business. Do the things that your competitors are not doing, plus more. Address the pain points of what the competitors are not doing. Whatever the pain points for those customers, those clients that they have, address those pain points in your business and say, listen, we know that people become frustrated with this, and this. Well, over here at Acme ABC 123, we address this head on. You don't even have to say your competitor's name. It's not necessary. Just cure whatever the ills that your competitor is not doing. Whatever ills that they got going on, you be the cure. And I guarantee you, you will have customers, clients for life. But you have to do your research. I talk to people weekly who call me, who want to pick my brain and say, oh, I want to talk to you. Can I do a consultation with you? Because I'm trying to figure this out, blah, 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 blah. And then I start asking them questions, right? Because as a brand manager, as a marketing person, I do this every day. I ask the hard questions. Have you looked at this? Have you thought about that? Have you looked at the licensing for this? Do you know if in your county that you are allowed to do XYZ? You have to have these conversations with your business partners. If you're your own business partner, you got to have these conversations with yourself. Does it make sense to start the business now? Sometimes you want to start a business in the summer and it's the wrong time. I will tell you this, if you're going to make body butter, the summer probably is not the time to be shipping body butter all over the country because it's hot, right? Because then if you're shipping body butter all over the country in the middle of the summer, the hot summer, that means you have to think about cooling mechanisms. Are you going to do dry ice? Are you going to, you know what I'm saying? It may compromise the product because that product is going to be on these hot trucks, the hot USPS truck, the hot UPS truck. It's FedEx, whatever. You got to think it through. Because maybe during the summertime, you don't do a whole lot of shipping. Maybe during the summertime, you do delivery orders. You know what I mean? You have to think about that. You really have to think about that. This is something that a lot of people just don't put any thought to. They're just thinking, oh, well, I could just ship this. And have you ever gotten something in the mail and it was just beat up? Or something was leaking or whatever the case may be because people didn't do their research on packaging. I've gotten great gifts, but it opened and leaked out or whatever the case may be and ruined the whole thing, because clearly the person did not do enough research on packaging and shipping. It's important. These are the details. I would rather, let me tell you something. I've gotten some packages of some things that I've ordered, and these things were wrapped up 20 million times in bubble wrap. But let me tell you something. I appreciated it. I got this one package one time. There was so much bubble wrap. I was laughing as I was opening it because I couldn't get to the product. And the product was like probably the size of the palm of my hand. But the bubble wrap was on 99,000. But you know what? I was laughing as I was opening it. But at the same time, there were other brands who would ship the same products and they were breaking open, leaking, all kind of stuff. And mine was intact. I said, this brand right here, they did their due diligence. So I appreciated it. I really did. Because it came to me pristine, intact, unopened, amazing. So you have to do your research. I implore you, I don't care what genre you are in, do your research so that it will save you so much headache. Go to Google, research whatever the subject matter is, and then also go to Google Maps and see who within a 20-30 mile radius of you is bringing the same thing to the table. And sometimes you may want to go visit those particular businesses if they're brick and mortar spaces, that you can go visit their stores and see how they do business. You know, go to their comments on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, and see how people, you know, talk about them. Go look at their reviews. Go to their website. Is their website real janky looking? Well, then your website needs to knock it out the park. You know, I have done a lot of work with revamping people's websites so they look super professional, crisp, and like, you know, eye-catching. That's just one of the services we do over here at Onyx Queen Media. A website refresh, or I do a lot of rebranding, a lot of brand, you know, refreshing. We do a lot of that over here, a lot. Some people just want to just change up their colors. Some people just want to change up their website. So many different things. And we do all of that. We'll get you together. But you have to do your research. Okay? So I don't want to see y'all out here, you know, struggling or whatever like that. There's no reason for it. If you get your notebook together, get your tablets, whatever it is, get yourself together with some good notes and do some serious market research. If you're unfamiliar with the market research, process, just Google market research. How do I market research? Just Google the phrase. And you will see all of the different steps and the points that you should be hitting. And maybe I'll do a podcast that'll maybe dig a little deeper into that. I can probably do that because I'm sure people are going to ask me after this one. So maybe I'll do my next podcast talking about how do you begin when you're looking to start a new business. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do for the next podcast. I'll do something that says, okay, like Business 101. How do you get started? When you have an idea that pops into your head and you're like, ooh, I want to start this business. Where do you even begin? I will do that. I'll do that in the next podcast. But I implore you, people, do your research. It will save you so much headache. It will save you heartache. It will save you money. People think that they have to, spend all this money to buy all of this stuff. And I'm going to get started making this product and that product and they're going to sell. Listen, you have no clue whether something's going to sell or not. And sometimes you need to start off small and then grow into it. That's another thing. People want to start from the top and work backwards. And that's just not how it works. I don't care what type of business you're trying to do. Even writing a book, you have to do your research. construct that book well, make sure that story is something that will engage people, how are you going to get out there with your book? Are you going to do book signings? How are you going to do book signings when people don't even know who you are? That's why market research is so important. But okay, I have already decided my next podcast is going to talk about how do you get started? When you have an idea for business, how do you get started? I'm going to do that next time. So, you want to keep the party going? Want to keep the conversation flowing? Email me, info@onyxqueenmedia.com. Find me on social media at Onyx Queen Media. We'll talk soon, you guys. Bye.